What's up, people? I'm Shaggy, the Opinionated Hippie, and this is my top 10 Guns N' Roses songs. My favorite. It's a favorite ranking, not objectively ranking them. This is just my favorite. I already did Zappa. I already did the albums. I ranked them elsewhere a couple days ago. Zappa Connection, not a strong one. But Slash has talked about Zappa in interviews, and apparently, as someone pointed out in the comments, Slash has been seen wearing a Zappa T-shirt, titties and beer to be specific. So yeah, that connection. Plus, they both covered some of the same artist, Dylan. Zappa didn't cover Dylan, but you know. All right. Anyways, I'm just gonna go through them 10 to 1. I'll put the list on the screen at the end for you visual learners, and that's it. We're done. I just want to talk about my 10 favorite Guns N' Roses songs. Number 10. I'm throwing a bone to Chinese Democracy because I think Chinese Democracy is a pretty good album, better than it deserves to be. And I like the song better. Third song on the album kind of is pop rocky. It definitely has a mainstream vibe. Starts off with a little like drum machine type, almost like modern production, kind of something that maybe like Wilco would drop in front of a track. You know, some weird Wilco drums, like pre-heavy metal drummer. A little more crazy and eclectic than that. Then it drops into, I think, one of the better pure melodies on the album. It's just kind of a sweet, could have been a radio hit, just a really nice, good, streamlined, more mainstream, kind of pop flavored Guns N' Roses song from Chinese Democracy. Really, really like that song. Probably one of it is, I think, for me, the highlight of that album. Number 9 is the second song off Use Your Illusion 2, an Izzy song. I think Izzy co-wrote it with Axl, but Izzy does some singing. It's been 14 years of silence. 14 years, man. Absolutely love everything about it. Has a very sort of maybe early 70s rock vibe, kind of a playful energy about it. Just the drum energy, the vocals are great. Don't know what it's been 14 years. I mean, it's been 14 years of silence and 14 years of pain. Don't know who the specific relationship is about, but there's a lot of anguish here. It's just a really, really fantastic song. I think it should have been, I know they dropped singles from Use Your Illusion. This wasn't one of them. This should have been a single. To me, this should have been like all over FM radio. If FM radio was still a thing, 14 years would have been played all over FM radio. I know it's still a thing, but I meant like back in the day when they could play whatever they wanted. They could deep cut like crazy. 14 years to me would have found a life on like KLOS, KMET back in the 70s and 80s. Love that song. Number 8, the last song off Appetite for Destruction, Rocket Queen. You just expect the last song on a debut album like this to be a throwaway. It's not. Love the sort of mid-tempo energy in the build-up. We get some vocals, and then that slide guitar comes in, and man, there is a vibe about this song. Like, this is one of those songs, like, if you were going to see, like, a jam band, they would drop this like midway early in the second set and be nice and spacious, and everybody would just be like, oh yeah, we got some Rocket Queen for a while, can't wait for them to step up and play those slide licks. It's just such a great song at the end of such an almost perfect album. It is such a great way to sort of just leave on a slightly more comfortable note. It's still got some intensity to it. It's still Guns N' Roses hard rock, but there's definitely more of a like confident strut vibe about it that really, really works for me. Rocket Queen. Got another last song on an album, Coma, the last track off Use Your Illusion 1. Boom, boom, that awesome bass line to go on. This is like close to 10 minute, longer than 10 minute epic. Lots of lyrics, starts off really intense. It's got some great sort of Axl Rose over the top vocal parts. It's got a very dark energy to it about going into a coma, maybe thoughts of suicide, about not wanting to live anymore. But it all builds. It's kind of in the vein of like a November Rain or an Estranged, one of their longer epic pieces on the Use Your Illusion albums. But this one has this boom, 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 this great bass drive that just kind of dark and sinister that kind of drives the whole thing. But the last minute and a half, the last like 84 seconds, Axl just starts going off. It's just this non-stop tirade, and the band just keeps kind of escalating, building and building and building, and he's just got all these things to say, and it's not one of those where it's like verses or choruses. He's just on a rant for the last like 80 seconds, and it is such a satisfying conclusion to this song that has just been like simmering for like almost 8.5 minutes up until that point. And then we just get this cathartic release at the end in which Axl just unloads everything. Just beautifully constructed song. The energy is so sort of just dark and disturbing. Oh, fantastic, fantastic song. Number 7, Coma. Number 6 is Bad Apples off Use Your Illusion. 1 starts off with this awesome Jimi Hendrix, like, bow, 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 just this like playful, almost crosstown traffic type vibe. And we kick into the drums, and then we got some genuine Bad Apples. When the shit hits the fan, that was all I can stand. It's a sing-along song. It's just like, it's just a fun, upbeat Jimi Hendrix crosstown traffic flavor number. Absolutely fantastic. One of the best things on Use Your Illusion 1. Number 6, Use Your Illusion 2, Breakdown. Little mini epic that they have on here. Some nice like acoustic intros, some really nice Slash guitar playing throughout it. A lot of vocals. We're kind of all over the place. A lot of little different melodic pockets where we go through these different things. Axl has a lot to say about relationships. It's obviously about a breakup. It's got this funky little chorus where it's like, breakdown, let me hear it now. Then we go into this awesome Slash guitar playing. And then at the ending, Axl's narrating something from like a sci-fi movie or something like that, while Slash is just going off. And it's just great sort of like ending guitar solo, and then kind of falls apart like all like jam band wise. And they're all like messing around. Oh, just an awesome little mini epic, like 7-minute little mini epic. I think it's 7 minutes long. I actually don't know how long it is. Feels like it's a little longer than your normal 5-minute song, but I don't know. Awesome song. One of the highlights of Use Your Illusion 2. Number 4 is Mr. Brownstone off Appetite for Destruction. The beginning of this, or another song reminds me of this. Baroness's Isaac, the beginning of that song with the and then the drums come in. The beginning of Mr. Brownstone with this like percussion and this weird like kind of clicking type percussive propulsive moment reminds me of the beginning of Isaac in the best way possible. Then we drop into the actual song. And Mr. Brownstone has one of my favorite lyrics of all time. The song is essentially about heroin, but it's like, I used to do a little, but a little wouldn't do, so the little got more and more. Love that line. Love that line. I used to do a little, but a little wouldn't do, so the little got more and more. Absolutely love it. And he plays with the idea of little for like that entire like, I guess, I don't know if it's the chorus, if it's a bridge, it's a pre-chorus. I think it's a pre-chorus. I just kept trying to get a little better, said a little better than before. I used to do a little, but a little wouldn't do, so the little got more and more. Excellent. One of my favorite vocal lines, one of my favorite lyrics, the performance on this, the energy, Mr. Brownstone, just an outright Guns N' Roses classic. That's my number 4. Number 3 is off Locomotive, 9-minute monster off Use Your Illusion 2. Starts off with just this awesome, just drum coming in, and then we get like the whole band comes in with us like sliding guitar, the bass drops a little bit, and then we're just like riff city for like the next like lots of chords, lots of just like really kind of like as close to metal riffing as we're gonna get. Lots of lyrics. Another thing about a relationship gone wrong. All these little like verses and bridges and pre-choruses and all amazing little breaks where Slash gets to do all these amazing solos. And then after about 7.5 minutes of just this high intensity hard rock hit you on the head, just it's driving like a locomotive. Like it feels like a locomotive. We go into this like jam band ending that kind of sounds similar to like the ending to Can't You Hear Me Knocking from the Stones. Has a very almost Kinks Australia, that type of ending. It's just this loose ending with some very, very busy percussion and little like some wah playing by Slash, some waka 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 going, just really loose and free and jam bandy and just absolutely fantastic. Just, I think the highlight, the centerpiece, it's like right in the middle of Use Your Illusion 2. And for me, that's the highlight of that album. The top 2 both come from Appetite for Destruction. We got Welcome to the Jungle. arguably the best lead-off track on any debut album ever. I remember when I was in the theater and saw the Deadpool, that Clint Eastwood movie, not Deadpool, the recent one, the Clint Eastwood movie. I think it was a Dirty Harry movie, or it was in the line of the Dirty Harry movies, and they dropped that like early in that. I was like, yeah, love that movie simply because of that. But anyways, Welcome to the Jungle, great lead-off track, great song. I mean, talk about a song of purpose and statement is your debut song on your debut album. Like Guns N' Roses came out. They came out strong on that. Like, not their best. Their best would be 8 songs later, but almost their best. And then my favorite, Sweet Child of Mine, just that opening riff, the vocals, everything about it, the guitar playing, the ending. Like, it's just a perfect song. Just a perfect, sweet, hard rock ballad. Not even a ballad, but whatever it is. It's a hard rock love song. Absolute slice of musical perfection. Sweet Child of Mine. And every time they play it on the radio, I don't listen to the radio, but every time I'm somewhere where it's being played, I want them to turn it up because it's still a fantastic song all these decades later. But anyways, that's what those songs look like in written form right there. Let me know what your favorite songs are. I left a lot off this list because there's only 10. I only had room for 10. But yeah, I'm happy with these. And I might have thrown a bone at number 10 to Chinese Democracy. There might be some songs on Appetite and Use Your Illusions that are better than that. But I'm throwing that bone to Chinese Democracy because it's a better album than it deserves to be. And that is the best track on there to these ears. But anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know your favorite Guns N' Roses song. Go check out Guns N' Roses, people. I know there are people leaving comments like I never got into them. Get into them, man. Good. Those first 3 albums, first one and then the other 2 albums, not that GNR Lies, but their debut album and then the Use Your Illusions, some good stuff on that, people. Anyways, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Peace. Subscribe, like, share, listen, and go listen to don't go listen to Sweet Child of Mine or Welcome to the Jungle because you've heard those songs before. Go listen to Locomotive, people. That's a banger. Locomotive. Guns N' Roses. Peace. Talk to you later.